lovely. Look at this. Look at this, man. What I say every single time. It's lovely and sunny. I think yeah, go out for a ride on the bike. Test out this new camera angle. And the rain clouds can make caught the nasty ones, man. Look at that. Fat drop. Oh, it is raining down there. Look, you can see it come down, I think. I think it is anyway. Look a bit mad over there. Don't know if it'll show up properly on camera or not, because it usually don't. But yeah, it's lovely and sunny, like literally 2 minutes ago, man. I come out and there's fucking dark clouds everywhere. Hopefully they're going sort of like a slightly different way than I'm going. But anyway, it'll be all good. Having a good time. But I thought I'd come out. I've got to go to the shop again anyway. I'm always going to the shop when I come out as well. There's always bits and pieces I need anyway, so why not grab them when I go out for a ride. Mr. Pheasant there, then I noticed Mr. Horsey. Mr. Traveller Boy with his horsey slapping its ass with a stick. But yeah, as you can probably notice, I've changed the camera angle as if I'm uploading this, because if it's really shit I won't, but if you listen to this, obviously did. But yeah, I've had so many of these GoPro attachment things break on me, man. I had to try something different, and I have just ordered a few extra bits and pieces to help me hopefully position it as best I can. But for now, this is what we got to deal with. And obviously I can adjust it a little bit more, but this is the first time I've been out with it like this. I don't know if you noticed then, but when I turned my head, the camera hit my arm, man. So I've got to try and think not to look down, at least not much, because when I looked down earlier, it actually hit my chest. Oh, the wind's picking up now, man. Them clouds are going to burst open soon, I reckon, so I've got to get over that way, I reckon, over to the left somewhere, or east or west, or whichever way it is, because I don't know if I'm going north or south. I don't know how Americans know that all the time, man. It's like the cops going, he's running east, he's running west, running south, north, whatever. Oh yeah, that wind has picked up, man. Hopefully them clouds are going that way and I'm going this way and that way. Also, another thing I wanted to try out as well, I decided finally, after a while now, I can't even remember when I last changed the sprockets, but if you remember, I ended up changing the front one from the standard 13 to a 14 after changing the rear one initially from 43 to 52. So I went from 13 to 14. I didn't initially leave the front one stock, but then went up to 14 because I thought just the 52 was a bit brutal for the bike. And after riding it for, I don't know, a month or two, I'm not even sure how long it is now, I decided, you know, I did like it like that, and that was fine. I thought, oh, I'm going to be kind to the bike, let the revs be a little bit lower when I'm just cruising about and shit, on ordinary riding when I'm not out enjoying myself. So I bought a 16 tooth sprocket for the front, just to sort that out a little bit. So I think that'll be fine like that for the remainder of the time. Let's try and head away from these clouds if we can. I think they've changed direction what they're moving. Yeah, so that should be good for the remainder of the time I'm using this bike, and when it comes to sunlight I can say, yeah, I've changed the gearing a little bit, but it's actually a bit better than stock. It's a bit easier on the engine, which it is a little bit. Feels a little bit smoother, but I don't think it's a hell of a lot different acceleration wise, so I think I made the right decision for now. Whoa, fucking hell. That was no bug. I don't know if you heard that, but something smacked me hard on the head. I actually felt that. Wind probably knocked a little twig off the tree or something that hit me on the head. So let's hope this camera angle's better. But like I said, I can play it better for a bit. What was annoying me most with the camera angle was, if you look at some of my other videos, it looks like it's on the wonk to the right a bit or something like that. So the image was actually sort of like looking wonky and weird. No one ever mentioned it, but I didn't like it because I noticed it every time, man. And I prefer the image to be straight, and I'm sure my mount is all, you know, the one with the 3M tape which is stuck on the actual helmet, I'm sure that was straight, and I'm sure when the actual camera sits on there, I'm sure that was straight too, you know. But it still showed on the wonk, so like, what the fuck's going on? Is my neck crooked? Is my head on the wonk all the time? Have I got to go around holding my head to the left to make the image straight? Actually, let's go left. Oh nice, they resurfaced this road with them bloody stone things. Yeah, so I managed to get a couple of bits together because I've had so many things snap on me, and I had to find some other bits to put together with some bits I had before and all this. And I managed to get a bit where I can actually turn it slightly left and right while it's on this mount. So I turned it slightly to the left, hoping that will straighten it up. I hope I turned it the right way, and hopefully that'll sort it out. Forever fidgeting with different things like that, and like I say, before I'd done it like this, all I had was like one little mount on there with the camera straight on that, so there was no adjustment at all with it. But I found this little bit on a selfie stick you actually get with the accessories packs when you buy GoPros and that, and that actually had the swivel thing on the top of that, so I took that off and thought, oh, that might go with the other one I used to have, where the top of that snapped. So I just unscrewed the top of that one, and luckily that was the right part for the other part to go onto the one from the selfie stick. So that's what I now got on there, which gives me a bit of a adjustment left and right. The revs are definitely a bit lower at these speeds, which is good for the bike, but it's not major different. So I've still got pretty decent acceleration for a 125. And the top speed should be a bit better. But I'll try it out one time. Not right now though, it's a bit windy and not on these roads. Cool, look at that, it's raining right over there. Look, you can see the rain come down. I wish that I had 4K camera, because that would show up then, I reckon. You can see it all come down right in the distance. Huh? That's pretty mad looking. It's probably raining on my fucking flat, man. I could see my flat from there, sort of. Ugh. That's mad. Yeah, I doubt that'll show up on this camera. You've got to remember as well, the camera I'm using is the very first original GoPro Hero. So unfortunately, I haven't even got the good quality 1080. That is 1080, but the quality isn't quite as good as the latest cameras that, you know, updated lenses and all that. So although mine is 1080p, it's at 30 frames per second, not 60, and I'm sure they're just smoother anyway with the later Hero 3, 4, 5, maybe even the 2 is probably better some way. But we have to make do with this. I'm going to hope these cameras, because I've got two of them, so if one broke, I've got another one I can use. Obviously sometimes I have that on the handlebars, which I haven't used for a little while. I better bring that out sometime, but hopefully they'll last till I get a bike. So I'll save up every penny I can, apart from if I have to buy something, I'll buy something, but I'm trying not to spend money unless I really have to, so I can try and save as best I can towards a bigger bike, because it's going to take a while, man. I'm on benefits, you know, I don't get much money each week, so I'm going to try and save my hardest to get a bigger bike, and then after that I will probably save for a bit and try and get at least a refurbished GoPro Hero 3, which is about 135 quid, and then the picture should be a little bit better. That should be in 60 frames per second then as well, for 1080p as well, because this camera does do 60 frames per second but in 720p, but I'd prefer to have 1080p at 30 frames per second if that's the options I've got, so that's what I do. Still feels like it hasn't affected the acceleration too much, so I'm not too bothered about that, but like I say, I want to preserve the engine a little bit, so I've got to be able to sell it when I do try to upgrade, which I can't wait to do. It's going to be so awesome to be able to get out to nice speeds without having to push the bike really hard all the time. That's the main reason I'm looking forward to it, because I still like this bike, that's what I'm always saying. It's still fun to ride. If I could afford it, I probably would keep it and use it for getting myself to hospitals, running to the shops, things like that, yeah. And then clothes chasing me down. I'm being watched. Little kid in the car. So I can say, where's my other glove? Can't wait to get moving now, or get away from these clouds, man. Look clear over there, and I'll head that way. Wonder if I can get through the estate. Probably can get out the other side. Never been through there, I might have a look through for a laugh. I think I might be able to get out the other side where there's a roundabout down the road where you can get into this new estate. Right, lights on because it's raining a bit. Gotta be sensible. Let's go. Can't see. Definitely goes into first less clunkily now I changed that sprocket, because every time I went to go off when I first started the bike up, any other time if I started the bike up after it had been warm or been used, that'd be fine, but every time I start up from totally cold, when I put it in gear, that used to jack forward very slightly. Don't seem to do that now. God, these roads are nice, aren't they? I'm probably going to end up having to come back because there's probably no way through. I don't say that's a dead end, but I don't like the look of it. Never been through it before. They never bothered coming around changing sorting the roads out there. It's a brand new estate. That's not been built that long, really. These fucking roads are shit as fuck. That one's definitely a dead end. I don't think there is a way through. It's a bit strange. I'll have to go through from the other end one time and see what's going on. See, it's still building it. That's how near it is, and these roads are fucking shite. Now I'm going to be totally lost, aren't I? Oops. So see if we can get back on track somewhere. Don't want to get lost while it's raining, that's no good. It's a cool little place though. They just sort of build roads right when you first build roads in a brand new area. Why they got so many fucked up lumps there? Why hadn't they put all the wires in that they needed to? Why there were so many sort of potholes and all sorts of other lumps and bumps as well, but it's fucked up. So back where I was. See, this is where I was expecting to come out of this roundabout here, but never mind. I'll have a look in there one time, see if it is actually part of that. Maybe there's like two little estates not joined together. My legs are going to get a little wet, but that don't matter. It won't take me long to get back home. Yeah, I'm hoping that when I do get a bigger bike also, which I was talking about just before I went into Tesco's Express, the main thing I'm looking forward to that is I think that'll just open up so much more opportunity for me and for the videos. It's like I say, that's one of the main things I'm looking forward to. He gave up like an idiot. Is being able to just use the dual carriageways more confidently, just more happily, you know, because I'll be able to actually get up to speed nice and quick and actually be at national speed limits comfortably. So then we can go and explore much further afield and go and find some nice roads, go down to the coast, different areas of the coast and all sorts, and just go for some nice rides on some nice riding roads around. So I don't want to head out too far on the 125, and I try and avoid dual carriageways as much as I can, because although that can sort of at least get up to 60 or 60 odd, especially now it's sort of the sprockets out again, I usually skip ahead of these here because this is on my way home from the hospital. When there's a big queue of traffic, I'll go on the left and cut in front of them at the lights. If the lights change on the way down, I have to just time it right to cut in behind someone. But yeah, that's going to be awesome, be able to just travel much further without having to scream the shit out of the engine all the time. Won't be so bad if we had ordinary roads, even going out through the countryside and shit like that. Some parts ain't so bad, but I'd just much prefer having the confidence and stability and the fun of the power. Anyway, that's not going to be for a while. Going to be a fair few months yet. I've got to make sure I pass this mod 2 at the end of this month, and if I don't pass that, that's going to be a bitch, because that's going to take a little chunk of money off me that I would have saved by then. So let's hope, fingers crossed and all that I do pass it first time. I'm pretty confident about it. I'd be happy to go for my test straight away before any lessons, but they sort of made me book 2 lessons, 2-hour lessons before the actual day of the test. So I'm well, happy enough to do that. It gives me a bit more time having a bit of fun on the M207. Get a bit more used to it. And make sure I am more ready for it. That should hopefully give me more confidence and more chance of passing, I think. I'll give you another wipe again. I forget about that. A lot of people forget about that when it's raining. They forget their camera's getting rain on. I'm not like 6 foot and these other wusses. I'm not like, oh, I've got to get out of here, I've got to take my camera off, it's raining. I'm using a skeleton case at the minute on the back of shit as well, as being an original GoPro, but I still always have it on even in the rain and stuff. It's never affected it as far as I can tell. But anyway, that's enough talking shite. Let's hope this camera is nice and I only have to do small adjustments if any. Hope you enjoyed coming for a little ride. And I'll see you again soon in the next video. Don't forget to share, like and subscribe. Links below in the description. Alright, see you again soon.
And my man compadre, black and white, white and ivory, and black ebony. They can't step to me, weaponry is heavenly. They can't see us in the 313 vicinity. Hey yo, M, ha 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 ha.
Ha ha, I come in like ha ha, I'm ill like nah nah. And y'all don't wanna see me cause I'm ill with the skill.